His MVP. That's one. Right field. Forget about it. Rangers strike first. Goes after the first one. Drills a high fly ball. Left center field. This game is tied. From Javier. Seager hits a high fly ball. Deep right field. A bomb in the first. One swing. Drive. It's tied. Seager smashes the ball down the line. Goodbye. Now Seager to right center field. Way back there. Good again. Corey Seager does it again. It's Texas Rangers win the World Series. The Willie Mays Most Valuable Player Trophy presented by Chevrolet. Is there any doubt? Corey Seager.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of Right on Rangers Live, coming at you in the bottom of the 8th inning. It's a tight one, 1-0 Rangers. Nate Eovaldi absolutely dealing as he gets the third out of the 8th inning. Evo might be going complete game shutout here, y'all. He might just be going complete game shutout. I tweeted out during the game, I still cannot believe for the life of me that there were some Rangers fans out there that thought the Nate Eovaldi contract was an overpay. I seriously cannot believe some thought that we overpaid for Nate Eovaldi. This guy is a bona fide ace. He's shown it tonight. Perfect game through the first 4 innings. Evo, 8 innings pitched, 3 hits, 8 strikeouts, no walks. I made a big deal about Evo's start last time out on opening day. I didn't think he was going to be able to get better than that in start number 2 in a ballpark that is known to be hitter friendly. But here he is dealing even better than what he did at Globe Life on Thursday opening day. Rangers are going to go to the top of the 9th here. There has not been much offense to speak of. Hardly any offense from the Rangers tonight, minus an early blast by Wyatt Langford. That Wyatt Langford blast came in the top of the first inning, and we have not seen a run scored since. Wyatt, by the way, 2 for 4 on the day. Did have a little bit of a rough base running decision, kind of got a little bit indecisive. I thought it was kind of a for sure double for Wyatt, in all honesty. I think he kind of got caught up, just got in his head a little bit. Kind of hesitated rounding first and then ended up getting thrown out at second with Jock Peterson standing up at the plate or coming up next and Doley following after him. Really the only blemish on Wyatt Langford's day. Otherwise, he and Nate Eovaldi are going to be the reasons why the Rangers walk away with the W here. I think you got to go Evo. I think you got to put him back out there in the 9th. I really don't see why you would bring in anybody else, whether it be Jackson or even Martin. Evo right now at a very healthy amount of pitches, 87 pitches. I could see them maybe being careful with him. Maybe they go to the bullpen, but at 87 pitches, a veteran pitcher like Evo, not coming off any major injuries, I think you give Evo the opportunity for the complete game shutout here. If you do go to the bullpen, give me Martin. I don't want to see Jackson in a 1-run game. Doesn't look like there's anybody warming right now, though. They're showing the bullpen right now. Nobody warming up. So I think this is Nate Eovaldi's game to lose at this point. Win or lose, I should say. We'll give you some live commentary here. We got Jake Berger up to bat right now. Berger 0 for 3 on the evening. And we've got, let's see, no outs, 1-2 count. Berger whiffs on a high fastball, some high cheese there. And there's quickly 1 out. Josh Smith coming up to the plate. There have been a number of key plays in this one. We're going to break down everything. We've already talked through a couple of them so far. Big double play ball, I believe in the 7th inning it was. Through the heart of the order was Evo going. Josh Smith, a little check swing, but Ellie De La Cruz makes an error. A little check swing, excuse me, and Josh Smith kind of hits a little nubber to shortstop. Ellie De La Cruz, I did not expect him to boot that one, but he does. Josh Smith is going to get on first base here And the Rangers have a base runner in the top of the ninth, one out. Got Higashioka and Tavares coming up next. Let's see if the bottom of the order can make a little bit of noise here. Get a run. I'm with you, Andy. Appreciate the comment. Get a run here. Get some insurance. Like, I think Evo's got it. I really don't feel any anxiety with Evo going back out there in a one-run game, and it looks like Evo will be going back out there. They're not going to be warming anybody up. They're not warming anybody up at this point. Higashioka up, 0-0 count, first pitch, and Higgy swinging, fouls it off right down the middle. Looked a little disappointed. Rangers have missed a couple. I know Seager in his last at-bat, he missed a beautiful hanging curveball right down the middle of the plate. You could see him upset with himself after it happened. Looks like Higgy missed one here too. A little late, fouls it off, made some good contact on it, but clearly very foul. Higgy in an 0-1 count at this point. Let's listen in.
And Jabot delivers. It's in there for a strike.
Hate seeing that. Higgy taking a ball pretty much right down the pipe there after going 0-1. He must be guessing a little bit. It's an 0-2 count at this point, one out, and we got Josh Smith on first base.
2 for 8 as a hitter this year. And Smith didn't pick it up quickly enough.
Yeah, little pick back to first base. Josh Smith really didn't locate the ball. Probably had he known where the ball was immediately, might have been able to make it to second. It would have been a close play. Smart decision. Just stay one out right now. Not a big reason to push it at this point.
Might be a good time to run here. He is gone. And the pitch out is on. From the second, pretty good one.
Wow. Oh, no. No. They have got to be challenging that one. That was ridiculous. I can't even believe that. The umpire was looking square at it. It looked like Smith clearly beat that throw. They were pitching out, too. I mean, they did a pitch out. It looked like Smith beat that all day. What did they say? His hand came off? That's what they're trying to say. His hand came slightly. Oh. Did the foot get on? That is going to be a tough one. The foot, did it get in there? The hand comes off the base at the very last second. Oh, that is going to be a tight one. I mean, Josh Smith clearly beats the throw. This is what I hate a little bit about the instant replay down at second base. A guy coming off the base, an instant. Man, that ump got into that one. For all y'all watching live with me, I mean, that is ump show all day long. Dude gets into it. He's out of there. Like, come on, dude. At some point, I don't know. It looks like he clearly beats the throw there. Maybe they're going to say he came off the base slightly with the hand. They were pitching out on Josh Smith there, and it still wasn't a particularly close play. We'll see what they decide on this one. Very, very curious. What's up to everybody hanging out, by the way? Thank you for everybody that's followed so far. Austin, what's good? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, if Evo keeps doing this, they're going to be all right this year. They're going to win a lot of ball games. A lot of ball games. Absolutely. Let's see what they decide. I don't think they're going to overturn this. I think they're going to stick with call on the field. I would be surprised, even though Josh Smith easily beats this throw. I mean, to Bochy's credit, he put up the muffs right away, man. He was not playing around. So we'll see what they decide. I think they're going to stick with the call on the field. Definitely would be disappointing. Josh Smith had this base stolen. Let's see what they decide. New York's still thinking about it. Review's been going on almost a couple of minutes. It would be Higashioka, by the way, with a 1-2 count, I believe. If this stands, 2 outs. If it's, let's see what they got. Hang on. Wow. Save. I thought that had call stands written all over it. I mean, I thought he was safe, but you know how these reviews go. And if you're a Rangers fan, you definitely know how these reviews go for us. That game against the White Sox, the catcher interference, I don't even need to bring that one up, even though I just did. The Rangers have not always gotten the best calls on these replays, but glad they got it there. So we got Higgy in a 1-2 count. Josh Smith on second, 1 out here. Little ball in the dirt. Man, it would be nice to see Higgy serve one out in the right field here. Go a little oppo. and send Josh Smith home, double up, make it a 2-0 ball game. We got to extend this one. Look, I feel confident Evo is going to slam the door here, but it sure would be nice to go up 2-zip. Let's listen in. Missed his pitch there, man. 2-2 count at this point. Right down the pipe. Higgy fouls it straight back, man. Just missed it. That had solid line drive written all over it. Higgy real close to connecting on that one. 2-2 count, 1 out. Tavares up next. Leote is 0 for 3, has left 3 guys on base at this point. If anybody were to reach, it'd be Simi next up after Leote.
Be a really big out. 2-2 pitch. Whoa.
Little chin music there, and it's a full count. Base open. You're definitely not trying to walk Higgy here. I mean, you've got the top of the Rangers order coming up. Not that Marcus Semien is scaring a lot of people with his 0.87 average, but I got to think they're coming right at Higgy. That is so frustrating from Higgy, man. You literally got a ball right down the middle of the plate there. I know Higgy's going to be disappointed with that. And look, guys, we're being a little bit hard, but look, you get a ball right down the pipe, and back-to-back really pitches right over the heart of the plate. Higgy not able to handle it. Disappointing, AB. Leote's going to come up here, 2 outs. Runner on second. Still an opportunity to double up the score here. Leote 0 for 3. You might say he's due. Here's the first pitch.
Has been a real scrap. There's a first pitch fastball to Tavares.
Yeah, Leote lets one go about knee-high right down the middle. So 0-1 count here. Looks like Leote, no 1 strikeout tonight. Leote, healthy hack there. Ball that's a little middle out and up in the zone. So quickly 0-2 on Leote Tavares here in the top of the 9th inning with the Rangers clinging to a 1-0 lead. Will, what's good, man? Hey, any AL West series is going to be fun this year. Mariners, Rangers, Astros, Rangers. Shoot, I think even the A's Rangers series are going to be fun. I don't know how competitive the Angels are going to be, but I think the AL West, there's going to be some fun rivalries this year. I definitely agree with you on that one. 1-2 count. Pitching coming here on Leote.
Gut check of that season. 1-2.
Looked like Leote was going to be out on a foul tip there. Catcher could not hang on. Leote just missed that one too. Fouled it straight back into the catcher's mitt. Man, they are on Jabot here, the Reds reliever. It does not look like they're fooled. They're just missing it a little bit. It's been close. Higgy was close to connecting. Leote's been close. Let's see what happens here.
That's up the middle. De La Cruz is there. And it's sort of first in time.
Up the middle. They played it perfectly. Ellie De La Cruz throws out Tavares, and we're going to the 9th inning. Bottom 9. Nobody warming up in the Rangers' pen. And we are going to see Nate Eovaldi going for the complete game shutout here. Nate carried a perfect game through 4 innings. 4 innings, perfect game. 5th inning came along. He promptly gave up the first base runner of the ball game. But hey, 4 innings of perfect baseball from Nate Eovaldi. Dude is dealing to start the 2025 season, and I am here for it. Let me go to some comments here. Tyler, what's good, man? Come on, Nate. Let's go, baby. Tyler, good question. How long does Semien have to struggle for Bochy to consider moving him out of the leadoff spot? I think it's going to be another couple of series. Boch is just not a knee-jerk guy. As much as you and I, as fans, as diehards, are sometimes a little knee-jerk in the decisions we want to see made, I really think Bochy has just shown his cards. He is not going to make a super quick decision. I see Simi manning down the leadoff spot for at least a couple more series. Look, right now, it's not pretty. I mean, you got an 0.87 average. Simi's probably not going to get another AB in this one. He's left 3 runners on base, 1 strikeout tonight. And look, I'd have to go back and look at the exit velos. The one AB that I really remember from Simi was one of his last ones. He gets the slider on the outside corner and kind of does that butt out ground ball, losing all his power. And look, Simi is just not in a good spot right now. I think they ought to give him the day off tomorrow. You're talking about kicking him out of the leadoff spot. I think you got to give Simi the day off tomorrow. It's a getaway day. I think it's very, very natural day off. Maybe they'll even give Seager the day. I don't know. I know you're trying to win a series. This would give them the split if they were to take this one. And I feel confident Evo's going to slam the door here. But if you get the split of the first 2 games, you want to win that rubber match tomorrow, day game, getaway, want that happy flight. So I don't know how many players the Rangers are going to bench tomorrow, but I do think you could put Ezekiel Duran in there. Not that I love Duran being a starter, but I think you might consider it at this point, just giving Marcus a mental day. They might go ahead and let him swing his way out of it for a couple more games, but that's what I'd be doing. It has just not been a pretty start for Marcus Semien. I'm there with you guys. Evo, by the way, beautiful first pitch. Curveball, backdoor, catches the bottom of the strike zone. Here's pitch number 2. Another curveball ripped down the line. Looks like Garcia cuts it off, and they're going to keep the 9-hole spot at first base here. Not a great start for Evo, but he's shown that he can work around base runners. So you still don't feel like Evo's lost his grip at this point. He's been able to work around base runners all game long. But the Reds turn it over to the top. Now you've got, I don't know how to say all these guys' names, y'all, so I'm not even going to pretend. But if I totally axe it, you let me know. But Friedel up to bat now. And then if anybody gets on, De La Cruz would be up in a couple. Lux, 4th. McLean before that. So you've got the heart of the order coming up for the Reds. Would love a little ground ball double play. Looks like Mike Maddox is going to come out. They don't have anybody warming in the pen. Never mind. Chris Martin, they're just showing, is out there warming up. So they might be buying a little bit of time here for Chris Martin. Look, regardless of what happens in this inning, Evo's pitched outstanding. The offense scored 1 run. If we lose this game, I better not see any Evo hatred. I better not see any bullpen hatred. This is an offense problem 100% tonight. Scoring 1 run. The Rangers have not scored over 4 runs in a game this entire season. The offense is the problem right now. I don't want to see any bullpen hate, any Evo hate if we end up getting a little bit interesting here at the end. I really hope that doesn't happen, but we know how baseball go. That's the last thing I want to see, though, is whining about the bullpen. You know there'll be some people doing it. Don't be one of those people, please. Rail on the offense. There are some dudes in this lineup that need to be hitting a lot better. We've already talked about one of them. Jock Peterson hitting 133. Berger hitting 150. Josh Smith hitting 100. Leote hitting 188. How many ones have I said so far today? Here we go. Wow, they bunted. They're going to 2. Yes, sir. Oh, yes, sir. They tried to do the sacrifice bunt. Friedel did not put a good bunt down. Sorry, y'all got a little excited because I love me a play like that. Higgy pops out hard getting that bunt. The bunt was terrible right in front of the plate. Higgy fires down. Did one hop it, but Seager able to handle the one hop, and you get the force out at second. That is an enormous play. What a terrible bunt by Friedel. That is huge for the Rangers' chances in this one. Thank you for that terrible bunt. McLean up to bat now. I wonder if that's going to settle Evo. Give me a little double play to end the game right now. Come on, Nate.
Takes a modest lead, and that pitch is off the plate to McLean. McLean has 1 of the Reds' 4 hits tonight. Great point.
Evo missing location a little bit here. It looks like the last several pitches, you've seen him kind of do the look up to the sky thing, a little frustration. Let's see if he can work around it.
So the crowd is giving a fake count on the pitch clock going down. It's not close to going down, but it's not a bad strategy from the fans.
Did y'all hear that? They're trying to do a fake countdown on Evo for the pitch clock. Swinging a line drive into center right at Leote. Well struck. One of those atom balls right at somebody. Look, healthy hit, healthy hack, but right at Leote. 2 outs, but we got Ellie De La Cruz. Little final boss showdown here for Nate Eovaldi Ellie De La Cruz hitless against Evo on the day, but big-time threat. De La Cruz with a huge day at the plate yesterday. Evo's going to call timeout, wants Higgy to come out and talk about this one. 2 down, runner on first base. Look, with Lux up to bat next, Lux is 1 for 3 on the day. I don't think that you have to totally give in to De La Cruz here. I don't think you fear Gavin Lux. Righty on righty matchup, I believe. Hope I'm not dreaming that. So, look, I think you can be careful here. Never mind. Lefty. Don't know my Reds players well enough, you can tell. So, look, 2 lefties coming up. No real advantage. Just skipping De La Cruz. I think you got to come at him here. Let's see how Evo and Higgy decide to pitch him. Man, they are really trying with that fake countdown. Basically, you know, there's still plenty of time left on the pitch clock, and the Reds fans are counting down 3, 2, 1. Just trying to mess with Evo, throw him off. Man, that splitty is filthy. Evo just threw De La Cruz, just an absolutely beautiful splitter. Hit the dirt. De La Cruz totally fooled. 1-1 count right now. 2 outs. Rangers trying to hold on here. He's getting them with that splitter, man. He just painted the bottom of the zone. De La Cruz whipped through it. What do you do here? 1-2 count. Definitely am not in favor of giving Cruz anything to hit. I think you got to make him bite outside the zone on this one. Yep, nothing close. Ball in the dirt there. Splitter. It bounced in front of the plate. I like the pitch in that you don't give De La Cruz anything to hit, but unfortunately, Reds are able to get a runner down to second base. So 2 out. Now with the base open, I wonder if the strategy changes or if they just come right at De La Cruz. You got first base open. You wonder if they're going to change their strategy a little bit here. Berger's got it. Woo! Let's go. Complete game shutout. Let's go. Evo, baby. In Evo we trust. Let's go. Let's go. What a game. Wow.
There's the one man with the home run. What a game. Don't you love baseball, Ranger fans?
Yes, I do love baseball. I absolutely love baseball, man. What a game. Nate Eovaldi, complete game shutout. First complete game shutout since 2023. Oh, I love it. I love it. I would love to show y'all the screen. It's going to be something I work on a little bit, although when I've shown games in the past, sometimes they mess with your channel or take down your videos. I'm not trying to get into any copyright problems, but I'll see what I can do. I think for my YouTube and Facebook or my Instagram people, you might not be able to hear my computer audio. I'm going to work on that too. Huge day off for the bullpen. Like, this is what you needed. You needed a day off for the bullpen. I had it in my mind today as we got into this game. Man, it would be nice if Evo went 7, went 8. I wasn't thinking 9, but I will absolutely take it. Evo, complete game shutout. Player of the game, Wyatt Langford. If you're breaking it up a little bit, give him offensive player of the game. 2 for 4 for Wyatt with the game-winning RBI all the way back in the first inning. All the way back in that first inning, man. That is too much. This game, honestly, it has the vibe, just looking at it from the box score, as being a boring game. I felt like this game was pretty entertaining despite the lack of offensive output. I mean, look, the Reds had 4 hits. The Rangers had 4 hits. One of them ended up being the game-winning bomb in the first inning. Look, Evo definitely made the Rangers look good today, because had they not won this game, I think there would have been a lot of negativity mounting on the offense. And look, we can be real. There still is. This offense is not clicking right now. One run today against the Reds. The Reds are not a great team. It's just unacceptable. This is one of the most hitter-friendly ballparks in baseball. Man, you would just love to see this offense start taking off. I think it's going to come. That's what they keep telling us. They keep telling us just to wait. It's going to all come together. I sure hope so. I sure hope so, because right now I got to be real with y'all. I'm a little negative watching some of these ABs, watching some of these same guys that struggled in 2024 struggle again right now in the 2025 season. You hope it gets better. You really do. So we're going to go through everything here in just a little bit. I didn't really do my intro, just got right into calling the game. But of course, y'all hear Right on Rangers. We cover everything sports. Big emphasis, though, on all the teams we love from the great state of Texas, including the Rangers, and especially the Rangers during the MLB season. Thank you for choosing Right on Rangers for all your Texas Rangers content. Keep those comments, keep those questions coming. I'm going to take them all. What do y'all think of this one? A great game. Look, Evo, complete game shutout. First one since he did it against the Yankees in, I think, April 2023. I'm glad they didn't bring Martin in. I am really glad that they decided to just stick with Evo. Look, we've seen Evo time and time again do well with runners on base. Anxiety level was pretty low. I really thought maybe they would decide not to pitch to De La Cruz after the stolen base, the ball in the dirt. First base is open, but they had so much success against De La Cruz. Ellie has not really looked comfortable, had not really looked comfortable against Nate all day. So it doesn't shock me that they decided to just keep going after De La Cruz despite the base open, and it ended up paying off. They get the ground out. De La Cruz did that several times today. Jake Berger just continuing to make it look easy over there at first base. Am I right? I am very pleasantly surprised with how good Jake Berger has been over at first. Credit to him. Credit to Corey Ragsdale, the first base coach, the fielding coordinator for the Rangers. Did an outstanding job in the offseason with Jake. I thought we were going to miss Nate Lowe's defense a lot more this year. I thought it was going to start rearing its ugly head sooner or later. Look, knock on wood, I got some behind me here. Maybe we still might, but I hope not. I hope that Jake continues this positive trend of high-quality defense. I don't think we have missed a beat with outstanding defense over at first base with Jake Berger. Let me keep it going here. Stay with the splitter. I'm glad he did. Like, you saw Evo just go into that time and time again. What was that last pitch, though? He threw him a cutter. He threw him a cutter to get him to ground out to end the game. So he went cutter, splitty, 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 cutter. Great combo, man. Worked out awesome. They really jammed him on the inside with that cut fastball, painted. I mean, that last pitch of the game from Evo, right on the black, cutter, right on your hands. You're not going to do a lot with that unless you hit it perfect. Perfect timing for all my MLB The Show people. We keep going here. Will I watch another game? No other games. Just going to lock in on the Rangers. We'll do some post-game analysis. Pretty rare I'll hop on here and do anything else besides Rangers baseball. I'm trying to think of the circumstance where I might do that. Maybe if it's the end of the season and the Rangers need a team to lose or win in order for us to get into the playoffs. Otherwise, nah. It's early. Give the Rangers time. Yeah, I know. We're being a little bit hard on the offense right now. I think those of us that watched the struggles in 2024, not that you didn't, by the way, JD, but I just think it's frustrating. We've seen this offense really not click for the past year since the World Series and not play consistently. Look, there's been some bright spots. Wyatt Langford, obviously. And then you've got some other guys this year that are looking good. Dolly is looking good so far. And he had a rough 2024. But I absolutely think that after, the sixth game, maybe we are being a little bit harsh. But when you haven't scored more than 4 runs in a game, and you've had 6 opportunities, and you've made this many adds on the offensive side, you went out and got Berger, you went out and got Peterson, you went out and got Higgy. It's frustrating. It is. Doesn't mean that the sky is falling, doesn't mean that the world is ending, but we're just calling it like we see it. It's frustrating. Just being real, right? Some people, I think, when we make these kind of statements, take it a little bit too far. We're not saying the team sucks. We're not saying that the offense doesn't have potential. We're not saying the offense isn't going to snap out of it. We are saying the offense does not look good right now. And I don't really think there's a whole lot to argue there. Yeah, John, what's good, man? Thanks for tuning in. Simi looks awful. 2 hits so far this season. Seager not right. Missing pitches he'd normally crush. Again, there's nothing to disagree with there. Simi doesn't look great right now. Seager missing pitches. We talked about the curveball he missed. I think it was in the 8th inning or the 9th inning, right down the middle, hanging curveball. Seager fouled it off. You could see the frustration on his face. Yeah, not everyone is clicking right now. And look, the Rangers at the top of the order, Langford, Garcia, I'd say are looking pretty good. Peterson, Seager, and Simeon are struggling right now. Maybe the torpedo bat will help Jock Peterson a little bit. I don't know if he was using it tonight, although I saw Rangers Nation report that he was going to use it immediately. Jock Peterson was talking about the torpedo bat. And I saw Berger and Smith were also interested in using one. Torpedo bat, a little bit difficult, by the way, to acquire. You don't really just pick it up off the street. You don't have it Amazon to your porch. The torpedo bat, I heard Stott for the Phillies talking about it. He said, you go into the lab and you take 1,000 cuts, and they actually scientifically engineer that bat just for you and your swing. Now, some guys use a torpedo bat in BP. They have one that they play around with in the cage. So maybe some of the guys will be able to bust that out. But a lot of these guys who don't have one, they're going to have to get in the lab and have one specifically made for them. So torpedo bat, a little more complicated than just ordering one on Amazon and having it show up at your doorstep. So we'll see if more Rangers decide to go with it. Basically, what I gather on the torpedo bats, by the way, so if you're a guy that gets jammed a lot, if you're a guy that likes the inside pitch, torpedo bat, definitely something to look into. If you're a guy that uses the whole bat a little bit more, uses all parts of the field, the torpedo bat actually takes a little bit off the end of the bat to make it thicker in other areas. So it really depends on the type of hitter you are, if you're going to love or be good, I should say, with the torpedo bat. We'll see what happens. We will see. John agreed. Ton of pop-ups today. That was kind of what happened last year. I'm going to choose to continue to come back to Nate Eovaldi, Wyatt Langford, and the games they had today, but I'm worried about the offense. I'll probably say that a few more times before the night's over. I'm worried about this offense. Want to see them have a breakout day. I thought it would come in Cincinnati. I mean, this is a hitter's ballpark. I thought it'd be coming in Cincy, but not so far. Not yet. Maybe tomorrow. There's always tomorrow. I agree with you, Austin. Appreciate all the comments, man. Yeah, we do. We need a big day offense tomorrow. I know some of y'all on TikTok can't see the comments that I'm pulling up on YouTube and Facebook and all that, but I totally agree. Need a big day offense tomorrow, no doubt. Vic, what's good? Great win. Totally agree. Go Rangers. I like Texas. Cue the music. Huge win. Big win after the ugly blowout yesterday. Man, that just did not look great. We're going to talk about Kumar Rocker a little bit once we get past this game. We'll talk a little Kumar Rocker. We'll talk a little bit about the blowout yesterday. Trust me, we ain't going to dwell on it too long. A 14-3 loss. There's not a lot that we want to analyze, at least not a lot of good stuff to analyze there, right? Harry, what's up, man? Brother, if we couldn't hit Carson, is it Spires or Spears? I had the game on mute most of the time before I came out here with y'all and started the podcast. We're absolutely cooked against Hunter Green. Look, I don't know what the stats are against Hunter Green. I'll look them up right now since you brought it up. But Hunter Green, definitely a great pitcher, a guy that I'd say is definitely of quality. I don't know if I'd put him in the ace tier, but I definitely think Hunter Green is a tough pitcher to face. Let's see, though, for tomorrow, what are the Rangers' numbers against Hunter Green? By the way, Rangers throwing Jack Leiter tomorrow. Don't have a lot of numbers against Green. Jock Peterson is 3 for 7 with the home run, 429 average. Josh Smith, 1 for 3. Beyond that, a lot of offers. Berger 0 for 2, Heim 0 for 2, Higgy 0 for 2, Langford 0 for 2, Steger 0 for 3, Simeon 0 for 2, Leote 0 for 2. Nobody else, Ornelas, Pilar, Doley, Duran, none of them have ABs against Hunter Green in their careers. Nobody on the red side has faced Jack Leiter. Jack coming off a 5-inning, 1 earned run outing. Let's see if he can piggyback off that. I sure would love to see him double up and have another outing similar. We'll see. So those are the numbers for the starting pitchers tomorrow. Game is 11:40 Texas time. Early one. 9:40 out here for me in Vegas. We got some morning baseball. All right, I'll take it. I will take it. Good thing to be able to check up on during the workday. I always kind of love having my eye on those day games. So probably won't be doing a post-game show immediately, but I will be doing a live later on tomorrow evening when I get home from work, get some dinner, chill out for a little bit, and then I'll be going live to wrap up the series. Rangers, I believe, are off on Thursday before a weekend series with the Rays. So you've got tomorrow's game, and then you've got a weekend series back in Arlington with the Rays, followed up by an away series in Chicago, and then an away series in a week and a half out in Seattle against the Mariners. So those are the Rangers' upcoming opponents. Let's talk more about today. Let me get to your comments. Appreciate all y'all hanging out. Let me get to TikTok here. Appreciate all you guys. Thanks for the comments. Thank you to the people that have followed so far. Logan, what's good? Nice game tonight. Nate looked like he was on fire. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful start from Nate Eovaldi. Masterful. Masterful. We keep going. Evo, complete game shutout. Matthew, what's good, man? I really do like the Rangers team as well. Like, I love the Jock Peterson acquisition, love the Jake Berger acquisition. Don't take my criticism, if you will, as I don't really like this team a lot. I absolutely do feel great about this team. Just frustrating to know how much potential they have as an offense and to not see the results yet. I think it's going to come. I hope it does. Look, there's not really a lot you can do at this point. Like, you really can't do a whole lot. What are you going to do? I mean, Josh Young coming back helps. When they get him back in the lineup, don't make any mistake, that is going to be a solid boost. But beyond bringing Josh Young back into the fold, there's really not a lot you can do. Evan Carter, I think he is playing right now for Round Rock. We'll see how he does tonight. I'll keep y'all posted. Look, you could maybe think about some of the other guys down at AAA, but I personally don't think they really have anybody. You're not going to bring up Walcott at this point. There's really nothing to do. You've got to have some of these guys start hitting the baseball. It's got to start with Simeon and trickle down from there, from him and Seager. When you have Simeon and Seager not going well, this whole entire offense is not going to reach its full potential. Simeon and Seager combined 0 for 7. Simi batting 087. Siegs batting 176. Had a walk tonight, so at least got on base that way. Wyatt, 304, 898 OPS. He definitely belongs right in that 3 spot. No need to do anything else. Right in that 3 spot, please. But Adoli has a little bit of a cool-off day. He goes 0 for 4. Looks like he broke that strikeout streak. He hadn't struck out in like 4 games or something like that. Struck out tonight. Still a lot of offers tonight. Just not super encouraging. Rangers have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys out of 9 go hitless. Oof, ugly. That's why you got to scroll down and just focus on the pitching box score. Nate Eovaldi, 9 innings, 4 hits, 8 strikeouts. ERA down to 120. Evo killing it. I've had a few people come up to me, just people that I work with. Hey, I've got Evo on my fantasy team. You know, they've got, they know I do the Right on Rangers channel and cover the Rangers. So look, whatever works. I'm just glad people got their eyes on Rangers baseball. But Evo is definitely paying out dividends to fantasy owners, no doubt. What's good, man? Comment is, I'm crazy. It's crazy how the Rangers make every pitcher look like an ace. It is sad. We said that so many times last year. Appreciate the comment, by the way. We said that so many times last year. We would be facing like a team's fourth or fifth starter, and you'd look up and it would be like 6 innings pitched, 1 or 2 earned runs. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? I do agree with this. It's good. The Rangers need to do a better job drawing walks. This is an aggressive team. You guys have heard me rail on Marcus Semien for not taking enough walks. Look, you look at Semi's numbers. You want your leadoff hitter 75 plus walks at minimum. Last year in 2024, Semien 64 walks. You want a leadoff guy 75 plus, even potentially sniffing 100 walks. Like Kyle Schwarber, I brought him up. I know that that's a big name in baseball. Not every leadoff hitter can be Kyle Schwarber. I do understand this. That being said, the sentiment remains. Kyle Schwarber walks a ton. And even though the average is not always great for Kyle Schwarber, dude hits home runs and he walks. And that's what he's been doing so far this season. I think you could live with the low average from Marcus if you saw the pop and if you saw him taking more pitches and walking. Right now, that's just not happening. And look, today, Rangers walked 4 times. That's not terrible. Look, Hickey taking 2 walks. That's impressive. Peterson took a walk. Seager took a walk. I do agree, though. That being said, this is an aggressive team. Like this team, the past several years, you've got a lot of guys that are aggressive. They're going to pick out the pitch early that they want, and they're going to swing away. So I don't know that you have a lot of dudes on this Rangers squad right now that are, prototypical patient hitters. I think we kind of thought Evan Carter was in that category. He's had some struggles in that area. But when he came into the league in September of 23, I thought Evan Carter was like your money leadoff hitter. Like eventually, I didn't think Marcus was going to hold down the leadoff spot forever during his contract. Evan Carter, when he came into the league in 23 September, I thought he was going to be our leadoff hitter of the future. Maybe he still will be. Figuring it out down in AAA, wish him the best. Hope he gets back to the bigs quickly. Rangers need somebody that takes pitches up at the top of the order. Personally, I would much rather prefer that style of hitter over a leadoff hitter that's overly aggressive, like Marcus Semien is sometimes. And look, I'm not saying get Semi down to the bottom of the order. I personally wouldn't mind seeing him in more of the middle of the order, more of that 5-6 spot. I think there are other guys that you could put in the top 4 if Marcus continues to struggle. I don't see it happening. I think that Marcus is going to hold down that leadoff spot for a while. Lowe has 2 homers already, Gary. Is that right? Wow. Well, hey, we're missing out. Nate Lowe, couple of home runs already for Washington. All right, then. Told my wife that Ellie has not been in those situations, but Evo definitely has. Matthew, that's a great point. Like, there's no situation that's really going to start worrying Nate Eovaldi. Some of these young guys, definitely pressure can start getting to you earlier in your career. You got to go through it. And then you slowly, surely start getting a little bit better in those pressureful spots. But wasn't worried at all really about Evo. He had been allowing some base runners here and there throughout the evening and really had been working around everything. So I didn't have a whole lot of doubt, even with Evo allowing some base runners there at the end. JJ, what's good, man? Thanks for tuning in. Isaiah, if you're still hanging out, Reds fan here. Evo pitched a gem. We couldn't get one on him. Look, the Reds pitcher tonight, hats off to him too. Spears, however you say his name. 6 innings, 1 earned run. I mean, look, the Reds were fantastic today, pitching-wise as well. Wyatt Langford, the 1 run in this game, and it was a little bit of a fence scraper. Like that was like first row out in left field. That wasn't a no doubter. Although I thought Wyatt had a second home run on that one that he hit to center late. It just sounded like a home run off the bat, and then it just died at the track. But the Reds, look, had outstanding pitching so far. You've allowed 4 runs against the Rangers, in the past 2 games. Like, very encouraging if you're a Reds fan. This is a good offense Texas has. It really is. Keep going. Gary says, hope they get the game in tomorrow. Forecast not good in Cincy. Let's look at the weather. I checked it over the weekend, and I thought it was AM thunderstorms, which means maybe they'll end up playing the game a little bit later. Let's see what it is, though. Tomorrow, I'm getting like the day by day. Looks like rain all the way through the morning. Looks like in the afternoon, the weather clears a little bit. By 4 p.m., it's partly sunny or partly cloudy. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Looks like it definitely is clearing, though, a little bit in the afternoon. We'll see what happens on that one. I'll keep y'all posted. Maybe we'll get it in. Maybe it'll be something that you got to push off. Okay, here's something better. This is better, actually. Yeah, it looks like 10 a.m. scattered thunderstorms, then 11 a.m. and on, very low chances of rain. So worst case, you probably see them push back the game a little bit. But look, at 11 a.m., 11% chance. The game's supposed to start at 12:40. They'll probably be able to get it in just fine. Keep going. Evo for Cy Young. Ben, what's up, man? If you're still hanging out. Look, it appears that he's going to try and get himself in the discussion right now. Absolutely, Evo, early Cy Young candidate. Like I said in my short that I made last week on opening day, it's never too early to start talking about. Definitely not too early to start talking about Evo for Cy Young. Does Rocker get another start, or do they go with Corbin if he's ready? Hope they let Rocker go. Gary, clarify there. Are you saying you hope that they send Rocker down to AAA? Or are you saying that you hope that they let him have a few more starts? Clarify that for me, bud. So what I would say, my personal opinion, I think you give Rocker another start. I don't think you send him down right now. Now, if he doesn't do any better in the second start, I do think you start thinking about Patrick Corbin. But I think you got to give Rocker one more start. I do think you got to see what he can do. And if it's not terrible, like if it's not a repeat of what we saw last night, I think you give him a third start. I think this is a good opportunity for him. He's at the back of the rotation. It's a good opportunity for him to show what he's got. So, Gary, I'm with you on that one. Show what you got. I think the stakes are a little low right now at the beginning of the season. Of course, you want to get off to a good start, but the stakes are a little lower right now. So for me, I want to see Rocker get at least 2 or 3 more starts before they make a decision. If he gets blown out of the water against Tampa, which, look, Tampa, not a bad squad. I mean, they're not an offensive juggernaut down there in Florida, but they're a pretty good team, scrappy team. I really think, though, barring a repeat of last night, I think Kumar Rocker is going to be in the rotation for a few more. I think that the Kumar Rocker worry meter, though, is definitely trending towards high. I think we saw him struggle in spring training. He had a nice game against KC in the exhibition matchups, but at this point, my level of concern for Kumar is a little high. I think that he would have benefited from going down to AAA to start the season. In an ideal world, I think you send him down there after spring training. And of course, you have Cody Bradford, you have John Gray round out the rotation. Maybe it's going to work the opposite way for Jack Leiter. Like, Jack is another guy. Jack Leiter getting the start tomorrow for Texas. Jack's another guy I probably would have sent down to the minor leagues. There were some people throwing out Jack Leiter closing games. There were some people throwing out Jack Leiter long relief. Look, Jack Leiter was drafted to be the ace of the future for the Texas Rangers. You don't want to start relegating him to bullpen roles. You want him to stay in the rhythm of starting pitcher. And so I wanted to see Jack Leiter go down to AAA without the injuries. Like, of course, when Bradford goes down and Gray goes down, Jack Leiter, obvious choice to stay in the rotation. But if Bradford, if Gray would have maintained health, I think that Leiter and Rocker should have started the season in AAA. It could work out very, very well with Leiter. I don't know if it's the best thing, though, at this point for our boy Kumar Rocker. I don't think that he is going to necessarily figure it all out in this stint up at the big league level. Would love to be wrong, just a gut feeling, and gut feelings can be inaccurate. But I don't know if Kumar is going to look outstanding the rest of the way before some of those guys come back from injury. Maybe he figures it out. I want to see what he's got. I'm cheering for him. I want to see positive results. If you had to make me bet on it right now, though, my hard-earned cash on whether or not I think this is going to be a successful couple of months from Kumar Rocker, I would say I'd be very, very pleased if we have him sitting around a 4 ERA at the end of May. I would be very, very pleased with that. Absolutely. We keep going. Pedro, what's good? Evo, lights out tonight, baby. Let's go Rangers. Love it. Appreciate the comment. Jim, nah. I don't think Strohs are winning the silver boot. Yeah, I do agree. He will probably. Kumar Rocker, Golden Rule, what's up? Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you. Probably will be the first one to go if Corbin's ready. I mean, Patrick Corbin would have to be pretty bad for him to not assume a spot in the rotation. You went out of your way to sign him. He's clearly still working his way back. Didn't really get a full spring training. But if Patrick Corbin's looking decent, yeah, I do think that Kumar is probably the first one to go. I mean, Tyler Mahle might be the only other option, but you're paying Tyler Mahle too much to lose a roster spot, to lose a rotation spot. So I really don't think it's anybody but Kumar Rocker. You're not going to send Tyler Mahle making, what, $15 or $16 million this year? Like, he's one of the higher paid pitchers that you've got in the rotation. Tyler Mahle is. So at this point, I think it is Rocker if you're going to bring Corbin into the rotation. They've already said that they don't want to go 6-man rotation. So if you're going to stick with the 5-man rotation and you're going to bring Patrick Corbin into the fold, I do think that Rocker is a natural guy to get sent down to AAA. No doubt. Keep going. Appreciate all y'all hanging out. Thank you. Thank you. Yep. Emily, what's good? Shutout tonight. Love it. I do think Mahle gets it figured out. I don't want anybody to take that the wrong way. It wasn't a great start for Tyler in the opening series against the Red Sox, only going an inning and 2/3. But I do think that he definitely is, like DeGrom, coming back from a season with major injury. You had him coming back from Tommy John. He was experiencing some issues, some fatigue. They shut him down. So Tyler Mahle's still figuring it out as well, coming off injury. So I think they are going to give Mahle a little bit of a runway here to extend himself out, to figure things out, to get back in a groove. I'm not super worried about Tyler Mahle. More worried about Kumar Rocker and even potentially Jack Leiter. Like, I'm still kind of holding my breath with Jack. I really hope I continue to have to eat crow tomorrow against Cincinnati. Day game. Hope he can continue what he did against the Red Sox. That would be phenomenal. It's young bobblehead night. Sweet. That's awesome. Hopefully he should be back by then. Young bobblehead night. That's great, man. I miss living in Texas, getting to go to all these Ranger games. That was my absolute go-to on a weekend if the Rangers were in town. Go to a Ranger game. I miss it living out here in Vegas, although I am pumped for the A's to move to Vegas so I can watch Rangers baseball at least a couple of times a year. I'm looking forward to that for sure. Do I watch MLB TV? Yes, I do. I got MLB TV. Look, I know that there's a ton of other streams and stuff like that. Sometimes, y'all, I'd prefer not to have to mess with the stream. The way I think about it, I'm paying less than $1 to watch every single Rangers game. When I get blacked out, let's just say I get a little bit creative, and I do get blacked out sometimes when I have the Rangers playing the Angels or the A's or the Dodgers or the Padres or the Diamondbacks or the Giants. I have to get a little creative. But I would prefer to just have an easy app like MLB TV to get games up to. I'm not trying to go through a million links to figure out which one is the most clear, dealing with some buffering on and off. I don't know. I'm sure there's something out there that's pretty easy that one of y'all's got hooked up. Look, feel free to DM me and tell me if you got a good solution. But for me, I've always just done MLB TV. It's just simple, easy, but absolutely love watching the games, watch as many as I can. Rangers winning a chip this year. I don't know who in the AL the Rangers should really reasonably fear. I've made this argument a few times, so I'm not trying to bore any of y'all, but I don't really fear any AL team. I think the Dodgers are formidable. I don't think that the Rangers would cakewalk the Dodgers by any means, and I'm not saying they would do that for any team in the AL either. I'm just saying I look at the Yankees. I look at the Red Sox. I look at the Royals. I look at the Guardians. I look at the Astros. I look at the Mariners. I look at the Blue Jays. I look at some of these top-tier teams in the AL, and I just really don't get afraid or scared of any of them. I think Evo DeGrom is the best one, too. Maybe there's an argument to be made that Gilbert Castillo is another really good one, too. I'd still take Evo DeGrom over Gilbert Castillo out in Seattle. There's nobody that I fear in the AL. I think Dodgers, you naturally fear a little bit in the NL. Nobody in the AL, though. So I think the Rangers have a pretty good shot to make the deep run that we all thought they were going to make last year, following up the World Series win. Baseball is crazy. Anything can happen. But I would be shocked if the Rangers did not advance to at least the ALCS this year. That is the boldest prediction I'll make for y'all. It would shock me if the Rangers cannot make it to the ALCS this year. I'm not saying they're going to win it. I'm not saying they're going to win the World Series. It would shock me. What's going on here on TikTok? What are they doing to me here with these weird... I'm like doing some verification thing, y'all. I'm sorry. Okay, good. If I go over an hour on the live for TikTok, it like makes me do all these stupid verification checks. Anyways, we got it figured out. What level is Porter at this year? I don't think he's even at AA yet. Gary, I'm glad you brought Porter up. Porter was supposed to be like right behind Rocker and Leiter, I felt like. Porter drafted what, in 22? A couple of years ago? I think he struggled last year, if I'm not mistaken. I remember looking up Brock Porter's numbers. Brock Porter, one of the Rangers, I would say higher up pitching prospects. I think he may have taken a little bit of a dip last year. Last year he threw for, let's see here. Let me get the numbers out. Last year he pitched for Hickory, and he pitched for like A Rangers, something like that. So look, he's not even to AA yet. And it looks like he had a 6.48 ERA at Hickory in 3 games. He only threw 7 games last year, so I think he was hurt. So this looks like, yeah, not a full season by any means. So I don't think Porter is coming up anytime soon. I definitely feel like that pick is hanging in the balance a little bit right now. Yeah, drafted out of high school. I totally agree with Porter. You got to give him time. Brock Porter, only 21 years old? Like, he's got a pretty long runway. But no, Brock Porter hasn't made it out of A ball yet. I think he was playing A+ ball. I don't know. I can't keep up with all the different breakaways that they have. I thought it was rookie A, triple A, double A. Now they're doing low A, high A. So I don't know. I think, though, maybe AA next year. Maybe you see him in like 2027 or 2028. I don't know. We keep going. Austin says, what about starting him closer, then start putting him in longer? Talking about Rocker, Austin? I feel the same way about Rocker, though, as I do with Leiter. Like, Rocker was drafted to be your ace of the future, one of your aces of the future in your rotation. I just don't know if you want to throw him out in the bullpen in a closer role. That's a lot of pressure. Closing games is just not easy. I think we all see the stuff and we say to ourselves, he could close games. Kumar Rocker's got the stuff to close ball games, but I think you want to see him get in a groove with starting. So I don't think that they are going to move Rocker into a relief role. If anything, you move him back down to AAA and you let him get his footing back down there where the pressure is totally off, a la Evan Carter. Right? That's why Evan Carter's in AAA. Pressure's off, get your swing back, get back into a groove. Maybe Rocker totally shakes off that first start yesterday and he goes on to have a great April and May. I'm feeling a little bit iffy on that right now, if I'm just being honest. Golden Rule, what are we doing with Walcott? I got to think Walcott is going to be up later this year. I don't think he's even at AAA yet, but I got to think that they promote him in the summertime. And then maybe we see him at the end of this year. That might be a big if. Maybe Walcott is going to be a guy that doesn't break through until 2026. I think it all depends on how Walcott does in the minors this year. If he continues at the pace that he was setting last year, I think we will see him in August and September when rosters expand. If he's a little up and down, maybe you give him 2025 in the minors and you look for 2026. I definitely think, though, at this point, there's a couple of dudes that a lot of Rangers fans are going to have their eye on, right? So you've got clearly Sebastian Walcott. He is going to be somebody that many Rangers fans are going to be wondering about down the stretch. I mean, especially if the offense continues to struggle a little bit. I think that he's definitely going to be a guy that a lot of people look forward to. But the Rangers have some other dudes that I think are worthy of looking at. Some guys on the AAA team, no doubt. And then there's some guys, I think, down at Frisco as well that are interesting. You've got a number of guys that I think in the next couple of years here could be pretty nice contributors on the big league club. Like 100%. No doubt. I mean, I'm looking at the AA roster right now, and you think about Abimelec Ortiz, you think about Alejandro Osuna. Those two guys I thought had really nice spring trainings. Those guys are on the AA squad. And you got some guys on AAA, but even the AA's got some dudes down there. Seager to permanent DH. The longer Seager is in a Rangers uniform, the more I definitely am coming to terms with Seager to DH. I think he still plays a pretty solid shortstop, but as the age continues to increase, and we know Seager, not always the most available player. He's missed He's missed 40 games, I want to say, in each of the last two seasons. Seager definitely not the epitome of health. Maybe a DH move would be good for him. I think that they're going to probably go to that when Walcott is ready. Like when Walcott's ready, I see them moving Seager to DH. Or maybe taking some reps at first base. You got Jock Peterson for a couple more years. He seems to be working out at first now. Berger is super controllable. The Seager to first base thing, I think, is going to die down more and more. Maybe you still have him take some reps there. Maybe you still get him in at shortstop. But my thought would be when Walcott's ready, that's when you make the more permanent move with Seager. Gary, I thought Osuna was going to make the roster. I think Osuna is going to be up at AAA pretty quick here. And then I think he might be another candidate to come up and make the roster in September, depending on where the Rangers are at in their season. I love what I'm seeing from Alejandro Osuna, minor league player of the year last year for the Rangers. And that's saying a lot considering that Sebastian Walcott had an incredible year down in the minors. Walcott could have been up there. Alejandro Osuna, minor league player of the year for Texas. Well, not Walcott, Alejandro Osuna. Rangers got some dudes coming up. I'm really excited for that young crop of talent. We keep going. Let me come back here. Chio, Rangers destroyed the Reds 1-0. Yes, sir. W is a W, as they like to say. How are you feeling with Leiter starting tomorrow? Cautiously optimistic? I'll go with that. Cautiously optimistic. I could see this game going a number of different directions. Day games can be weird sometimes. Sometimes you don't always have everybody in the lineup. You're not always working with a full deck on these day game getaway games, but I feel cautiously optimistic about tomorrow. I hope that Leiter continues what he did last Friday night against the Red Sox. Hopefully this offense can remember how to hit a baseball, and maybe we will have just a perfect send-off back home to Arlington as we work towards that weekend series with the Rays. Let me keep going here. Appreciate all y'all. If Young can't stay healthy, maybe we work Walcott out at third base. Yeah, Gary, look, Josh Young, I really do think gets a bad rep. And I don't want to go off on Young in that tangent because I've already covered it a lot and I've gone back and forth with y'all on this a little bit. But look, as I went through the transactions for Josh Young, dude went on the injured list one time in the minor leagues. He went on the injured list one time, and the Rangers drafted him in 2019. They called him up in 22, in September of 22. So between 19 and 22, dude's on the injured list one time. Yes, in 23, you had the thumb. He was turning a double play, fractured the thumb. Kind of a freak injury. Last year, the getting hit by a 98-mile-an-hour fastball, I don't know how you hold that against him. And then the Rangers rushed him back, trying to salvage the 2024 season. They shouldn't have rushed him back. Should have given him that long runway. The season wasn't going great, but they wanted to inject some life into the team, and they brought Josh Young back too soon. So I don't think you can hold the wrist against Josh Young. He got hit by a pitch, and then they rushed him back. This year, the neck injury, it's concerning. I don't think you can excuse away the neck injury, but they say that he could have probably been back sooner than the IL stint, but because of the Josh Smith injury running into the fence the other night, you needed to bring up somebody else. And this allows you to have some depth. You got Jonathan Ornelas on the bench if you need him. So I really don't think Josh Young is going to have this career plagued by injury. I think he's gotten some tough luck. Dodgers are the team to beat in my mind. I think the Rangers are going to make it deep into the AL playoffs. I do feel pretty strongly about that. I'm not saying the Rangers win the whole thing. I do think you had to make me make a prediction right now. I say they make it to the ALCS. I don't know if they win the ALCS, but I think they get there. So that's where I'm at with this Rangers squad. That being said, I need to get down to my local sports book and make my yearly bet on the Rangers. I've been slacking, y'all. Normally, I get that thing in spring training. I need to get my butt down to the sports book and make my annual Rangers futures bet. What are the odds on the Rangers right now to win it all? Let me look this up. MLB futures odds. What's good? Let's see what ESPN has. They don't always have the most accurate odds. Rangers are 25-1 right now. 25-1? You got to be kidding me. Oh, take that all day long. What is that, 40 to win a G? Was that the math on that one? Oh, my goodness. Get down to the sports book and make that bet before that one goes down. Oh, my gosh. I'm almost shocked at that. $40 to win 1,000 on the Rangers to win the World Series. That seems like value to me. Make an $80 bet and you're winning $2,000. You bet 100, you're winning 2,500. That seems like straight up value to me, y'all. I'm not going to lie to you. Look, it's hard to win a World Series, but you almost got to take that bet on principle. 25-1. What are they to make it to like the ALCS if they've got that? Or maybe to win the pennant. I'll try and find to win the pennant. Let me go to DraftKings and see if they've got any different line here. Sometimes, the odds always differ. What do we got? MLB future odds here. Maybe they took them down because it's in play. A bunch of games are in play. So sometimes they take down the future odds. Looks like that's what they did. Dodgers are 2.5-1. Dodgers are like the odds on favorite. 2025, here's Vegas Insider. Rangers are 22, 20 to 1 at MGM. Okay, so you've got a little variety here. Still, $45 at 20 to 1 odds wins you 1,000. I mean, that's nothing. I told y'all $20 to win 1,000 when the Rangers won the World Series. That's what I managed to cash in on back in 2023. Rangers were 50 to 1 in 2023 to win the World Series. Put down $20 like I always do at the start of the season, cashed out with a cool G. It was great. So this year might have to ante up a little bit more, but 20 to 1 or 25 to 1 odds for the Rangers to win it all? Yes, please. Yes, please. American League winner odds. Rangers are 8.5 to 1. You can get it as high as 9 to 1. Rangers are to win the AL, to make it to the World Series. And then the AL West odds. The Astros and Rangers are the odds-on favorites. Depends on which book you go to. Right now, ESPN Bet has both the Astros and Rangers at 1.7 to 1. So close to 2 to 1 odds. Both the Rangers and the Astros right at about the same value right now. I think the Rangers win the West. I don't know if the Rangers are going to win the AL. I think they make it to the ALCS. But the value that you can get on the Rangers winning the World Series to me is a little bit crazy right now. Keep going. Big game Nate saving our bullpen. That is the story. Huge, huge save by Nate Eovaldi, letting the bullpen have a full day off. Chris Martin did warm up a little bit. So I don't know how much that's going to affect him for tomorrow. Probably not that much. But C-Mart does warm up a little bit in that 9th inning once Evo allows the base knock. We'll see what happens. I am cautiously optimistic for the game tomorrow, y'all. So for the game tomorrow, by the way, we already went through the numbers. Not a lot of numbers at all, really, on either side. The Reds have never faced Jack Leiter. And Hunter Green has faced a couple of Rangers a number of times. There's a couple Rangers with good stats against Hunter Green, but a number of Rangers that are over. Hunter Green, definitely a tough pitcher. Not a guy you feel is going to have an off day tomorrow, at least for me. But Jock Peterson, 3 for 7 with the bomb off Green. And Josh Smith, 1 for 3. Everybody else hitless in a very, very small sample size of at-bats. We'll see what happens. But we will not be live immediately post-game. I do have a little bit of a day job, so won't be able to hop on right after this game is over. But once I get home, get a little dinner, chill out for a little bit, I'll hop on. Probably look for me maybe around the same time tomorrow night. I'm always going to do a series wrap-up. So after a series is done, you'll see me hop on, do a little series overview. This series only being a 3-game. I didn't go live last night and went live every other day, every other game. So won't be a lot of a series overview tomorrow, more of just a game reaction. And then we'll take Thursday off, and then we'll get into the home series with the Rays. We'll preview that tomorrow as well after we break down the game. Hopefully another Rangers win, right? All right, y'all. Thank you so much for hanging out. Appreciate everybody that followed. Appreciate everyone that has shared the videos, spreading the good word about Right On Rangers. Let's keep growing this good group of people we got talking Rangers baseball. I absolutely love it, and I'm grateful for you guys. Thanks for the comments, the questions as the show goes on. Look forward to seeing y'all tomorrow. Let's take another series. Let's get another Rangers dub. Hope y'all have a great rest of your Tuesday night and a good week ahead if I don't see you tomorrow. Maybe for this weekend if you can't catch the one tomorrow. All right, y'all. As I always say to end every show, God bless and go Rangers.